Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning, and we are coming to you from Farmington, New Mexico. This is Fellowship of Spirit. I'm Ron Holloway, and I am be your moderator today. It is the 12th of March, 2023. Today, our spiritual reading is going to be done by Steve Barker. Our music will be presented by Fred Brown. And our main talk will be by Reverend George, Dr. Reverend George, and George Harris. He was wanting to be with us today, but other obligations came up, so he's coming to us by the magic of Zoom. We're just delighted to have him, and we are looking forward to a really good service today, and we hope that you enjoy it. So, are there any announcements here? No announcements. We have some announcements for the end of the service. We have some related announcements about our business going on, but we will make those later. Fred, are you ready with the music? All is well?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on. Here is Fred Brown with All Is Well.
So I'm on the road, so I got three songs. I don't got a great internet connection. I hope it stays nice and stable. So there's All Is Well. I think it's in the bulletin. I mean, in the binder. If you for all you that are there. I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare freedom from yesterday's mistakes of the past. All things are made brand new, and don't it feel good to know that all is well and holding as it should? Where we sing all is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. I said all is well, all is well, all is well and holding as it should. Well, I can't change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace, joy and happiness is yours and it's mine. I am loved and so are you. Oh, and don't it feel good to know that all is well and holding as it should? Where we sing all is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. Oh, all is well, all is well, all is well and holding as it should, and holding as it should. I am close in the Spirit, I am filled by the divine. I am one with all that is, and soul is free from time. I am blessed, so are you. Don't it feel good to know that all is well and holding as it should? I sing all is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well, all is well, all is well and
Thank you, Fred. Well, tomorrow, or in a couple of days, Wednesday, I suppose, is gonna be St. Valentine's Day. And St. Valentine's thing, St. Patrick's Day, right? We already had St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so.
Every day is St. Valentine's.
Every day is St. Patrick's Day for me. I mean, St. Valentine's Day for me.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you that if no one's told you already today that they love you, I want to tell you I love you. And I ask only one thing, that you go out and tell somebody else you love them.
Pass it forward.
And that would just pass it forward, and we'll just spread love from here outward.
We love you, Ron.
We love you, Ron.
Well, that's good. That's good.
You gotta reflect.
All right, so I don't know who that is.
Need an opening prayer.
I know, I was just trying to get rid of a opening intrusion there on my screen. So, Susan Barnes is going to give us our opening prayer.
Father, Mother God, we give thanks for this day, for this wonderful message that we will hear, for knowing that all is truly well, because we are going to be opening our hearts, our minds, our souls to all the love, to the unity, to the friendship that this community has. We give thanks for all of the blessings that you have given to us, for all the opportunities that you have given us to become stronger spiritually, to walk in your way. We give thanks once more for this incredible day, for these incredible blessings, and for knowing that you are with us now and always. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Susan. And where'd you go, Fred? There he is. Okay, Fred's gonna sing us another song. I don't know if this is the one it's gonna be or not, so I'll just let him introduce it.
I've got Peace Like a River. So that
Okay.
works for you guys.
That's not what my book says, but that's why I wanted you to introduce it.
Well, this is what was in my guitar case.
There you go.
So that's actually in the book, of course, on Wings of Song. If you're there in the congregation, it is in the back of the book, 356. So. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Yes, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. In my soul. I've got peace like the river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river flowing in my soul. Yes, I've got that peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
All right. Thank you, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's do our reflection moment now. Repeat after me. Love produces a flow of energy that I now feel. I love others more than ever, and I feel privileged to be here. Love flows from one person to another as we create an atmosphere of holiness, and so it is. All right. Now we have Steve Barker is going to have our spiritual reading.
As Annie would say, good morning, dear people. So what I've got is from a local counselor. His name's Ron Price, and I'm sure some of you know him and have been involved with him before. And this is from his book called Play Nice. And it's a subtitle is Conflict to Cooperation. And I'm going to read chapter 3, which won't take very long because they're little bite-sized chapters. And he says, assume good intent. This mindset shift positions you to win every time. 3 simple letters, or at least they stand for, or at least what they stand for, can dramatically improve any relationship in your life. That's a powerful statement, but I am confident you'll find it to be true. The letters are AGI, which stand for assume good intent. Everyone you know will, from time to time, do or say things you do not appreciate. They might keep you waiting for an appointment, speak to you in a harsh, rude tone, spread rumors or gossip about you, overstep their boundaries, etc. Your only decision is how you will respond to whatever annoyance has come your way. Seek to retaliate or give back double, and the results will likely bring pain to the relationship, if not destroy it altogether. If you try to ignore or pretend that whatever the other has done really doesn't bother you, you better get a good supply of antacids, because that can eat you up. Here's a third option. Assume good intent. You can choose to give the other the benefit of the doubt that he or she didn't mean to upset you. If they did, it's likely they were having a bad day and wrongly took out their frustration on you. The reasons for another's inappropriate behavior or tone could be limitless. We can do serious damage by trying to ascribe a motive to their actions. Psychologist Alfred Adler reminds us that everything can also be different. We simply cannot know what motivates others to act as they do at any given moment. Another quote I've long appreciated but don't know where it originated is, "We judge ourselves by our motives, but others by their actions." Most of us have an attitude that says, "I might have messed up, but I had good motives," while you, on the other hand, simply messed up. To assume good intent on the part of someone who has offended you does not mean that they did not hurt you or that it's okay for them to do it again. It simply acknowledges that the offense was likely inadvertent rather than purposeful. You therefore attempt to give them as much benefit of the doubt as you can muster. Too often, we give others the benefit of the blame when they treat us in an unacceptable manner. To assume good intent is to ask yourself, what's the best possible reason he or she just treated me in such a totally lame, hurtful, insensitive manner? It is by putting yourself in their shoes for a moment and not lashing out with a retaliatory strike. Deciding to practice AGI or not depends on how much you value your job and or your relationships. If you couldn't care less about the other person, then you can let her rip, with both barrels blasting and likely not suffer any long-term consequences. If, on the other hand, you really don't want to have to look for a new job or a new employee or a new place to live, you may want to practice AGI instead. A note of caution: assume good intent does not mean you become a doormat or that you place a kick me sign on your back. It doesn't mean that you let acceptable behavior or performance go, pardon me, I don't know how to get rid of it. Got rid of itself. It simply means you refuse to let yourself get upset over others' inappropriate behavior. It also serves to help you to not take matters personally and not lead you to react inappropriately. Practicing AGI allows us to take the time to address the problem and not attack the person. We'll cover this in chapter 5. One final thought: in his book, Just Listen, Dr. Mark Goulston writes that often when people are attacking each other, what they are more likely doing is defending themselves from perceived attacks from the other. I have seen this countless times in my mediation practice. It's amazing how heated conversations can dissipate when the parties realize that they are doing and choosing not to engage in attack and defend interactions. Here's his chapter challenge. Commit AGI to memory and make a commitment to yourself to pause the next time someone offends you and put it into practice. It's likely that what you would want others to do for you. Write AGI in large letters and post it where you will see it often hung during the day. Assume good intent. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. All right. So now we have another song by Fred Brown.
Yeah, this one will be the last one I can do for you. It's also in the Brown book if you're there, number 344. We all know this song. This is a nice little waltz. Hopefully I don't play it too fast, but there's joy in my heart. Well, there is joy in my heart and a smile on my face, 'cause I love the world. There's a song on my lips, love the whole human race, 'cause I love the world. Feel my spirits are winging, feel happiness winging, like bells that are ringing on high. God is here everywhere, joy is I love the world. Feel my spirits are singing till happiness winging like bells that are ringing on high. God is here everywhere. Love is filling the air as I love the world. I love the world. I love my world.
All right.
Hey,
Thank you, Fred. Is I understanding that's your last song?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we had another listed in the book, but I thought you said it was gonna be your last one. So, thank you very much, Fred. Hope that your
You guys have a great one.
travels bring you safely home to us. Bye-bye.
Oh, yes. Nice and easy.
All right. Dr. Reverend George Harris is a longtime speaker and he was our minister for many, many years in this fellowship. He brings us always good words and wise words and always interesting. And he was planning to be here today, in person, but his situation changed and he was unable to be here. But he is here by the magic of Zoom, and we all know him and love him. And so let us welcome Dr. Reverend George Harris. You're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah,
Okay, can you hear me now?
yes.
All right. So good morning, beloved beings. Welcome to this important day and time, because this is all that matters. And I send all of my love and blessings to all of you. And when I was a minister at Fellowship, there were two questions that I asked a lot in my talks. Who am I? And why am I here? Continuing questions that we all have had since the beginning of time, probably. So the answers seem to be quite different, which is not unusual, based upon what people were going through in their lives. They had answers like, well, I am me, whatever that means. I am a divine being. I'm here to live my life to the fullest, and other answers. But the question became, do you really know what those answers mean? Well, today that kind of leads into the title, which is The Real Love. Let's get in touch with what real, deep, unconditional love is and how to express it in our lives. So with the energy changing from third dimensional to fifth dimensional, it brings up two other questions that I talked about that I will answer later toward the end of my talk. First, let's reconnect to what I talked to you about in January about the loss of the two great civilizations, Lemuria and Atlantis, and the move into the fifth dimension, which we're involved in. At that time, the earth was expressed everywhere as perfection, abundance, and such beauty that could hardly be imagined today. It was indeed the most magnificent paradise of the universe and the whole of creation. In fact, it was called the jewel of the cosmos. Think about that really quickly, that our earth that we live on, we may have judgments about for what things are going on, but it was the jewel of the cosmos. And we need to take care of our earth and our planet because there's so much damage being done. We need to stop all of that and bring it open and allow the love and light of Mother God coming through the planet Earth and through us as it ascends into its higher dimension as well as we are. So let's look at it as the jewel of the cosmos, and I'm a part of that. You are a part of it. But after the land sunk into the ocean, a great number of Lemurians survived, and they established a community called Tellus, living in Mount Shasta, which is possible because their bodies are not physical like ours. They're more on a higher vibrational energy, matching the fifth dimension that they had grown into. So let me share a tidbit about this fifth dimension and real love to have that you can carry with you to stay connected. The human heart holds much more love than it can ever disperse. It encompasses the unlimited potential of the divine. Imagine the changes that will take place in the world when each of your hearts is engaged without limitation in the loving practice of embracing all that surrounds you. Unity consciousness is oneness, can only be embodied in the fifth dimensional vibration by hearts who love one another, and hearts who only love one another when they love themselves. Only in a world where you can be by constant design, allow every thought, word, and deed to manifest is almost over. Very soon, the light will shine. The love, trust, faith, grace, compassion, and gratitude that resides unconditionally within you when you inherit the fifth dimension. Good words there, isn't it, to express what love is about? Tellus, the part of the Maria that had remained forever through a calling into the light of God, was lifted into the fourth dimension at the time of this event that occurred. Her people eventually evolved into a fifth dimensional awareness as we all now live or exist in this higher dimension, which is our goal. It is time to walk hand in hand, heart to heart, with other civilizations, especially Tellus, to build the most wondrous and magical, permanent, and golden age of enlightenment, wisdom, peace, and abundance you could ever imagine. Time to build communities of light and love like never before, which I will be doing in my life here when I get to Cleveland, without the influence of negative forces that have permeated our society and our planet for so long. The long, dark night that all of you have endured on this planet is almost over. Very soon, the light will shine brighter than ever before for all of us to enjoy. Each day, more and more people are awakening to their divine purpose and are making a new choice to embrace love and peace unconditionally within their heart and their personal lives and in the planet. You, beloved ones, are brave warriors of the light, facing many difficulties to assist the christening of the planet. And you are held so preciously with gratitude and profound love by Tellus and other civilizations. This is the meaning of the second coming that Christians talk about, that Jesus will return, and therefore all life on earth will return to the original perfection it was endowed with at the beginning of creation. And I agree with that that's all going to be happening, except Jesus doesn't need to come back a second time. He's already been here once. And so it's our time, the Christ within us. So remember, at the time that earth was empowered everywhere, a perfection, abundance, and beauty that it could hardly be imagined. So I'm going to share with you some insights for three groups of people within this fifth dimension, that what it will feel like for them, based upon these two questions. One, what does it mean to raise your consciousness? Because that's what's going to have to happen for everyone to move from the third to the fifth. And number two, how will it affect my present life? Well, let's look at just individuals, first of all. The question means to start becoming more conscious at all levels and all aspects in your life. Quit being asleep. Time to wake up, beloveds. Wake up to who we are and how we're living our lives and what we need to change. And no more living on automatic pilot. No more giving away your power to others. It means opening up step by step to your divinity, to the wondrous spiritual being that you are. It means more of living your chosen human experience before your incarnation for the lessons you desire to learn in this present life. It means to stop the madness in your life, at least for a period of time. Each day in meditation or contemplation for the purpose of exploring the real you. To stop for a moment and feel the real you, and to begin opening up to the possibilities in all situations. Number two, how will it affect my present life? As you begin to raise your consciousness, your desires, your interests, and your priorities will change. Things that you lived with before or experienced no longer have value for you. You've gone in a deeper expression of life. You will begin to realize that you and only you are the creator and the prime authority for your life. no one else, regardless of what it is you wish to create. Despite all external appearances that are going on, what's going on inside is the truth. You will gradually start taking charge of your life instead of being tossed about haphazardly by your external circumstances. You will create a life with more beauty, more joy, more love, more ease, and more happiness than you could ever have imagined or believed was possible. Gradually, as you begin to open your hearts to the possibility of this new reality, as you clear out your emotional and mental bodies of old beliefs that no longer serve you and that have kept you in your present limitations, will you be free to live the kind of life you've always wanted. From love you came, beloveds, and to love you shall return. Number 2, marriage. Many of you on earth have experienced marriage relationships as devastating, bringing more stress and disappointment than joy and sustained happiness. We are aware that your divorce rate is about 50% rather than the oneness of divine love. The reason is that stressful relationships are based on duality rather than the oneness of divine love. Unless a relationship is based on oneness, it can never fulfill the longing of the heart that you feel so deeply. Look for the love you yearn for inside yourself first, beloveds, in every cell and electron of your heart and soul. The relationship you seek is reaching nothing more than reflection of the direct relationship of your own true divine self. When you learn to love yourself in every aspect of your essence, every aspect of your divinity, every aspect of your divine human experience, then that divine love for self becomes the ruler of your heart and your life, and you will no longer look anywhere else. You will know you have found it, and it will not really matter what form it takes. Your heart will feel full and completely satisfied. At that stage in your spiritual life, the mirror or reflection of perfect love for self will manifest itself tangibly in your life, meaning that you will create what it is you've been desiring. That is divine law, and it cannot fail you. Once you have attained the state of divine love in your heart, nothing can be withheld from you, not even your twin flame, which is a term for like higher than soulmates. In the name of divine love, may I suggest, beloveds, that you begin looking for your beloved within yourself. Our teachings of these principles will help you understand and live the true meaning of divine love. We have 2 different types of marriage in our society. The first one is bonded marriage. 2 people who are attracted to each other romantically decide to unite in a bonded marriage union that is not necessarily permanent. Couples engaged in a bonded marriage are not allowed to have children, as that's not the primary reason for these marriages. In a bonded marriage, couples may end a relationship at any time without hurt feelings or obligations toward each other. And then they start another one if they wish. This way, no one stays in a relationship for the wrong reason, like they do in your society. Every couple in Telos is happy because there's no reason to stay together unless there is deep love and satisfaction to be with each other. These marriages are considered part of the many experiences that life and evolution on the 5th dimension offer you. When a couple feels they've come to the conclusion of their time together, they thank each other for their time they've spent together on this path of life, and they move on with no blame or attack, always remaining great friends. In our society, we consider each other's equals, and we honor each other's divinity and soul path. Though your society is gradually changing and women are opening to their feminine potential as equal partners, there are still too many women in your society who tolerate inequality, verbal and physical abuse, and too many men who involve in putting that up. It needs to change. And I'm working on a class and a book about the divine feminine that we need to open up to that because it's in our time right now. In our society, in all evolved societies, men and women consider each other as 2 aspects of God. The woman represents the feminine mother, the father represents the divine father. When two souls wed in a committed marriage, they honor each other as part of the divine whole. So partners in our society are very loving towards each other. Our second state of marriage is a committed or carried sacred marriage. It is only this type of marriage that couples are permitted to have children, and they apply to society to bring a new soul into the community. When permission is granted for a couple to bring forth a new soul into our community, it is considered a very sacred calling. The parents are then in direct connection with one or more candidates from the light realm, being on the other side, from that highest special privilege of being the child in their family. And once the candidate is chosen, many meetings take place at an inner level between the incoming soul and the future parents. They're aware of who they are. There's approximately 6 to 12 months of preparation for a conception. Soul path and purposes are studied carefully until all is in readiness for the sacred commitment. Only to our more mature and more evolved people is the privilege of bringing forth children granted. Bringing forth to noble and more advanced souls has thus perpetuates an enlightened civilization. Since parenting in Tellus is a long-term project, couples desiring to have children must first take special parenting training, which I wish we had here. Children born in Tellus spend a full 2 years in 24-hour care with both mother and father. Children learn early on that they will always be loved and provided for. In our society, we have no orphans, no children that are abandoned or raised without the difficulties a single parent has to face in your society. Our family life is so carefully planned that our children never have to suffer such traumas as being unwanted, neglected, or abused. We have no children raising other children alone. Each child in our society is considered a gift from God, loved and honored, not only by the parents, but also by the whole of community. Our children are always wanted and desired. And just think if we did that in our society, every child that was born was looked at this way. And so those are some of the ideas of raising our consciousness to create a more dynamic, loving, powerful society made up of individuals that know more of who they are when they remember and live the precept that I am as God created me. That is, when I ask, who are you? Why are you here? I am as God created me. For all of us, let's briefly talk about real love, which I said as the title, which we will experience in the fifth dimension. Love is not just a word. Love is the glue and the vibration that keeps all of God's creation functioning together in perfect order, harmony, and majestic beauty. Love is, in essence, a power and a vibration. It is life. Love is the supreme element and vibration in all evidence, in all existence, an eternal, dynamic, living force. Love is a primal substance of light out of which all things are created. It is the unifying power which holds all things together. Love simply contains everything. Love is the most powerful God attribute that you can cultivate and develop. Love is a constant force from which you can draw life's energies in harmony. Its healing tenderness permeates all things and it folds every heart. When one develops this great God-given faculty of love, he or she will have the power to create and breathe forth whatsoever his own purified vision of love. And just, I hope that you were taking those words in, that if people need copies of this explanation of love, I'll give them to you. So, and for those that have perfected their forces of love, fear can no longer exist. In the end, or to end this talk, let's go back to the two questions that have been asked this past year. Who am I and why am I here? Well, beloveds, let's change those questions to these two. Number one, do I want to move into the fifth dimension, leaving this planet through ascension and raising consciousness and come back home to source, never leaving it again? Or two, do I want to stay on earth in this third dimension, going through more lifetimes after lifetimes, living in fear and creating all the negativity that we have so far? Think about it and make a conscious decision. And I will be talking about this important information in later talks for you all. And if you want help here at Fellowship as to build the community as I will be creating in Cleveland, talk to me. And with or without my help, you can create one here, beloveds. It's here waiting for you. So namaste.
Namaste. Let's give George a big hand. Hey, does anyone have anything that they'd like to say to George? Come forward.
The only thing better, George, would be to have you here, but I appreciate your desire to have dual pastorship in a sense and still be fostering fellowship here with your other aims and goals in life. So thank you so much for being part of our lives.
Thank you, Steve.
Anyone else?
George, Cynthia here.
Hi.
Hi, always an interesting talk. I love it, very informative, and I can't wait to hear more and to read your book when you get it out.
Oh, by the way, my book is being published. It's been published. It's now, I'm getting a copy here and another copy's been put on, what's that company called that publishes books, but also all sorts of things? Amazon. There's one going to be put on Amazon. So I'm going to be getting the books pretty soon. And when I do, I'll be talking here pretty soon around Mother's Day. I think I'll come down and bring my books with me so you can buy them.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's good. And how's your health, George? Are you still doing therapy? Or are you progressing? You think you're getting stronger?
I had a test done about 4 weeks ago to clear out what the problem was with URI, that urinary tract infection I kept having. And they got it fixed. And so they took the catheter out that I'd been wearing since August. I no longer wearing it. In fact, I had a checkup Friday and the doctor just kept saying, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you that you got that healed. So now I'm just working on balancing in my body and making sure my thinking is going right.
Yeah.
But I'm getting healed, so I'm feeling happy.
Oh, that's great. That's great. We're really happy to hear that, George. So you think that before long you may be strong enough to head on out on your original journey to Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm getting things ready, preparing, putting stuff together and reorganizing things, and it's still going to happen. At least I haven't gotten the word not to yet from source. So I'm going in that direction. As you say, dual membership. I'll have this church here that not as a minister of it, but I'll be here to support and get a part of what I'm doing.
All right. You'll always be part of us, George, always. So we love you and thank you. We appreciate you coming to us this morning and bringing us your wonderful message. So does anyone else have anything that they'd like to say to George? All right. Well, let's give him another big hand.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. All right. So George, Fred does not have another song. So we're going to now have our celebration of abundance. Steve, if you could get our plate. We can place over our heart that which we intend to contribute and say after me, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive through infinity. I am prosperous. All right. All right. Thank you, Steve. Well, are there any announcements? Steve, you have some,
Yeah, I have a couple here.
okay?
First of all, we've been approached by the Alzheimer's Association, and they're doing a conference, a New Mexico Care Conference down in Gallup. The screen's jumping all over again. But anyway, they're mostly reaching out to us, and I have a feeling other organizations and churches, to try to establish perhaps some relations up here, and so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and post this on the bulletin board. If you have been involved with Alzheimer's, have a relative or friend that you've dealt with, these people offer help, and when we have the next board meeting, we'll probably talk about being more involved with them.
We should also give them to Chris so that she could maybe use
Right,
them to
yeah,
post
so if
it
we
when
pass them on to Chris, she can put them on our constant comment. And then as far as our compassion, kids, compassion, how is that compassion, kids? Compassion International. This is Philip. He's been our kid for a long time, and he's graduating out. So, and then next year, Tatiana will be graduating out also. So to replace Philip, at this point, we have a new child, and her name is Wisdom. Boy, pardon me. Wisdom. Yeah, okay, that's a boy for sure. But anyway, he's going to be our new guy, and we've been looking for somebody to help foster this venture of ours with Compassion International. And Kate Bryan has been involved with it for years with her own sponsorship, so she has volunteered to check it out and see if she can help us here at the fellowship with it. So
All right.
we thank Kate.
All right. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. Any-
Kenya.
Our new one, Wisdom.
Kenya. Isn't it? Kenya. in
Yeah,
Africa.
Kenya. Yeah,
Is that
That's where it
wisdom?
is.
I think that's wisdom. I don't think that's wisdom.
so anyway, any other announcements?
Okay. Well, that being the case, it's now time for Bill Clark to bring our closing message.
Good morning, one and all. Okay, we have a little reading here. Skip the cleaning. The darn trouble with your cleaning your house is it gets dirty the next day anyway. So skip a week if you have to. The children are the most important thing. Quote from Barbara Bush. Ultimately, care for the appearance of our home and all of our other daily chores need to be secondary to our relationships. Living and enjoying life are inherently messy. Where there is joy and play, there is movement, use, and crumbs. It's okay to leave some of it overnight or even let it go for a week if it means that we get to spend a little bit more time enjoying what really matters. It is good to keep a clean house, but not at the expense of those you love. There are times when it's just fine for me to let go of chores and to have some fun instead. Being that this is spring break here, let's go have some fun. God bless you all.
Yeah, thank you, really. Sneaked in over at my house. I've been letting it go for quite a long time because my little family of dogs is hard to keep up with. Anyway, this is it's really good. Is there anything else that anyone would like to say at this time? All right, do you have your phone ready? Yeah. All right. Want to remind everyone as we're gathering up here remind everyone of our Wednesday night Course in Miracles meetings are back operational again with Susan Barnes. We have our Thursday meeting with Margaret Cheesebro, who is not here today. I don't know where she's probably traveling somewhere. But we have those, and then we have our Saturday morning book study, and then we will be back here at 10 o'clock next Sunday morning. Okay, so let me see.
Right now, we're reading Loud Phillips, God will work with you, but not for you.
It's almost over.
We're almost done with it.
Almost done.
So we're looking for a new book.
Ready?
Yes. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. So let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me.
May the God of the universe bless you and keep you until we meet again.
Amen.
So it is.
Not bad for a cappella there.
Yeah.
This must have fallen out of our.
Yeah, I think that was my marker.
Hey,
All right. Thank you all for coming. We will see you. Hi, Cynthia and Susan. We're gonna shut her down and
I know, I'm going in.
we'll
Bye all, love you.
love you. Bye bye.
It's pretty, fine.
I see.